Hello, Dimi. Thank you for joining me today. You're in Greece, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
Good
Greece.
evening.
I think you're my first person in Greece. That's cool as well. Can you please say hi and no, not hi? Can you please introduce yourself to the audience and say what kind of music you're doing and where you're coming from music-wise? What inspired you? And then we just take the conversation from there and see wherever we want to go because we have a few things to discuss.
Yes, of course. Hello. My name is Dimi Kaye. Dimitri is my real name. My artist name is Dimi. I play synth wave music and guitar. Synth wave is a style that tries to recreate the pop music of the 80s, or usually everything from the 80s musically. It started many years ago, but it gets some traction today. It's still a niche genre, but it gets some traction in the mainstream. I started listening to heavy metal when I was 12, and that has to do with my musical background because of Iron Maiden. The moment I heard the Trooper, I knew that I wanted to play the guitar. Many years later, I got my first guitar. I started learning on myself, on my own. I'm self-taught. I have no teacher or whatever, unfortunately. Then after years, I discovered that besides playing music, you can also do mixes, production, and will make the result sound way better. So I started reading about that. In 2013, I discovered the synth wave music because of a video game called Hotline Miami that had an amazing
you're the
soundtrack.
second one. Alex Yamark. I talked with him. Do you know him, Alex Yamark?
Oh, no, I don't think so. No.
He also
But I will check
started
him.
with okay. So because I never heard of this game before, but he was inspired by this as well.
Yeah, it's a brutal game, weird story, and the soundtrack was amazing. And it's like, okay, this is for me. I need this. And then I started checking what this music was because I haven't heard something like that before. People on forums said it's synthwave. I started checking for synthwave, what synthwave is. I discovered other producers. I discovered groups on Facebook. I started getting involved. And in 2015, I started releasing my own music. And it went from there. For now, I play my own music. I do works for hire or collaborations, playing usually guitar for other people. I do remixes. Whatever has to do with music, I like to do it.
I see.
That's my thing now.
Mixes. Okay, so and have you played in bands before? That you yeah.
Yes, I have played with bands as every boy of my age. I'm a bit old. I'm 37. Because I started with heavy metal, I wanted to
How
play in
old are
heavy
you?
metal bands.
27.
37.
37. Okay, I wanted to say, old. Come to my corners. I'm a little bit older than you, young.
But you look young.
Thank you. I was fishing for compliments, of course.
You got it.
Thanks.
So yeah, I played in a few bands, heavy metal bands. Latest band I was in was we played progressive thrash. We wanted to play progressive thrash. But the thing was that I live in an area, it's a village outside of the main city. To get to the performances or whatever, it was a bit difficult for me because it was the time of not having a job, economic crisis, whatever. So unfortunately, I didn't go far with bands. And it was something that I wanted to do because I like playing with other people. I love it. But it was only in a rehearsal space.
I see. So you didn't had any live concerts with the bands?
Unfortunately, no. And it's something that I want to do in the future in some way, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this is usually something I ask, especially solo artists, because that's always the challenge, to bring the music live to the stage, because you can only do as much. Or worst case scenario is you have a big backing track and just put, bloop, and this is also not nice because it's not the live feeling, So
Yeah, I have that idea in my head. I'm a bit old. I have the old metal style. You need to play it live or don't play it at all. So the whole idea of just pressing space on your computer does not work with me. And of course, if I play live alone, I don't want it. But if I was about to do it, I would have my guitar and play my stuff on guitar. So it would have something for the people to see. But I want to build a band to play specifically.
I'm with you. A band is always, It's funny that you say, your old school kind of, because through this video podcast, I got to know a lot of different people, and now my opinion changes a little bit as well, because I'm like with you, a real band, and of course it's much cooler because when the people have something to look at, and you don't have to think about that your backing tracks become stale because it's always the same, and you cannot change it on the fly or something. But I warmed up to the whole thing because it's kind of like, if you don't find the right people, it's better to do something on your own like you do, and not besides or not do anything, So it's better to do at least something, and then work from this progress, and see what works for you and what not and stuff. So. I wish you all the best. It's the nicest thing to have a real band and real people. Because another thing we could talk about, if you want to talk about this, but maybe we get some other topics out first, because one of the problems I always discover with solo artists is, when do you know a song is finished? In a band, it's easier because you have did little input, and the bass player says, okay, I can only play this thing, and and then you're done because it cannot be pushed further. With I don't have to tell you when you're alone and you're sitting there, and I can mix this in and I can do this, and it can go on forever if you don't find a cutting point in your head.
Totally.
But anyway, I want to show the audience your Spotify, because you're doing quite well, and so you have this. You have 15,000 monthly listeners. That's really cool, and almost 2,000 followers. So you're doing quite well. In this bracket, and. In the talk we had before this talk, we wanted to talk about how to promote yourself or so. Anyway, what do you think would be most beneficial for the listeners to talk about? I'm open for everything. What would you like to talk about?
Actually, let's go back to the thing that you said earlier. First of all, the thing about live show, it's just for me. I totally agree with you. I will do it if I have to do it alone, but I love the energy when you have people playing with each other. So that's why I love playing with other people. Then you said about how this is a good thing for some artists, because I see artists, they have a pile of songs in their hard drive and they never finish it. Do not try to be a perfectionist. Is my experience. I'm talking about experience. If something is good enough, let it go. Because as musicians, as producers, as whatever, we want to learn every day, and we become better every day, I believe. So it isn't possible to make something today that you'll think is amazing. In a week from now, you'll think that it can be better. Because you learned something, because you heard something in a video, or a friend told you that something you can change something. Learn every day. So the thing is this: listen to what I do. I finish the song, whatever song that is. I let it play to see if it's okay, if it flows nicely. Then I take it for a walk in my phone, for example. I put it on my phone. I go for a walk. When I used to live in Germany, because I did live in Germany,
really?
I used to go on bike rides to work, as usual. And I had my phone, my headphones, and I just drive. if I hear something that jumps out, like a wrong note, or like a production that maybe the kick drum is not good, is not heard, then I go back and fix it. If I do the whole ride and the song plays nicely, and I don't think about it, that means for me it's ready. Let it go. And the weird thing that happens is that when you release something, for me, and I heard other people too, then immediately the next thing you do sounds more, not better, but it sounds like, okay, it goes something. It's like you develop your style, your experience even more. So first thing is this. Yeah, don't be perfectionist. Let it reach a certain point and then let it go, because you'll make something better in a week or in a month from now, for sure. Yeah.
No, it's absolutely right. That's usually why I ask, in the beginning about the stepping stones, where you come from, and music is always work in progress. It's just a snapshot. It's just a frozen in time piece. What you have at this moment, when you revisit it 10 years later, you can you could have done it so much better, but only because it's 10 years later. And I'm completely agree with you. It's if you never release something because you could always make it better, then you will never release something. And yeah, go ahead.
Whenever you finish, please continue, and I'll tell you something on that.
Okay. No, I just wanted to say that because this is also. Okay, when I get to another point, because I'm also a DJ and I get a lot of songs sent to me, and sometimes I wish people would take a little bit more time to really make it smooth. But sometimes it's also cool to have some rough edges, that it's not overproduced and over polished. That's also cool. It just. What I really learned is if you strip away most of the effects and stuff and the thing still works, then it's a good song. Then it doesn't matter, if it's on an acoustic guitar or if it's on an orchestra sound epic thing. The ground structure of a song needs to be there. And if it's not good and it doesn't hold anything, then it's not good. If it's oversaturated or if it's very, very little, it's you have to find this kind of. But it's hard to find. I mean, I'm just saying. For me, it's easy.
For sure. Actually, rejection is part of the game. The person that, for example, you listen something that it needs more work, the fact that they released it, and the fact that may get rejected from some people, it doesn't work in my playlist, for example, will make them better, because next time they'll hear, okay, I should have done this better, or I should have done the other thing better, and they'll build on that. And to add again, I intentionally have my music, my first album from 2015, which was very amateurish in production, online intentionally, because I want to see where I started and where I'm going. Hopefully I'm going like that. And I think it's a good thing for new artists to know. I always wanted to know where my favorite musicians started from. Because when you see, I don't know, Steve Vai playing like extreme things, you think, was he born like that? But the truth is, no. He worked on it many, many years. He played with other people and he reached a level. I want to know where someone started and where they're going, because I believe that gives you a push that tells you, work, do your work, and you'll develop. It doesn't matter where you'll go, but you'll go like that. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. But I also see a little bit the problem with it as today, in this day and age we are, and people will find your old one, and then we just listen for 30 seconds to one song and no, he's not good, boof, and you're gone, but I get your point, at least you're honest with your past and your stepping stones where you come from, and I, as a musician, did the same stuff. I have things out there, it's kind of just me on an acoustic guitar, and I would never do this again. But I leave it out, because it's like, if people, like you said, it's actually a good point. if people really want to get to know you as an artist and see where you're coming from and the different influences you have, then it's nice. If you think about like David Bowie or something, who's really everyone knows the hits and the things, but nobody knows the stuff what happened in the rehearsal space, or where he just kind of was working on things or had trouble with and stuff. So in a way, you are more authentic and more realistic through that.
I do what I want to see my favorite artists do, for example, and I am proud for what I released. Whatever is up there, I am proud that I made it. But it could be better. Now it can be way better. I can cut, for example, a minute from an intro. I had a 4-minute track, 1 minute is an intro. People don't like to hear that. I could cut it out today, but today, not 5 years and 6 years ago. And as you talked with your friend the other day, I watched your stream, the replay of the video. I believe that in Spotify, for example, you want to have genuine listeners, people that will check your music and say, okay, I like this guy, I will follow him. These are the true numbers I want to see. The people that will, whatever I put out there, they will be willing to check it. So if a person checks something, 30 persons pass and they don't like it, then okay. It's okay.
No, you're right.
It doesn't help.
I learned, maybe we can venture into something else now. Because no, because it's a nice segue what you just said. Because as much as I hate it, and you might have seen other talks I did, that I'm an influencer, because I don't see myself. I don't want to influence people. I want to just, I'm in the lucky position, I only talk with people I like, where I like the music and where I'm genuinely interested. Nobody tells me who I'm going to talk with, and also, so it's with the music. I only put the music I like in my playlist and in my radio show, and so it's a big luxury I have. And now I forgot what I wanted to say. Sorry, I lost.
Putting your music in Spotify. And,
exactly. And now I got it. And I was like, in the beginning, I was like, I need more followers, and I need people, and I need, I need big numbers, and blah blah blah, and it was like, now I'm fortunately at the point where I'm like, no, I'm just doing what I like, and if people, like you just said, that's why I came to this point. If people like what I'm doing, these long conversations with people I'm interested in, and the music I like to play, and the playlist, then people will stay with me. But just, catering to the masses or to the, mainstream or something, just because I want, 1 million followers. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but you know what I mean.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Just... it's no point in it, because it's not authentic, and it's just kind of not who I am, And so far, I have to say, I do this now for like 6 months or something, and the things are steadily going up. It's very slow, in the beginning, I really thought people would be like, "Oh, this is cool. I like this," and thousands of followers. I thought, but of course, it's not the way. It's kind of like one there, then you lose 2, and then you get 3, and you know how it is. I guess you also build up from the ground. But and here I'm going back to your point. You get the people who are really like you and really appreciate what you're doing, and not just the ones who are like, oh yeah, this looks cool, and this, this is cool, and you just stay there for 30 seconds or something. And this is the people we don't want. That's why I'm doing intentionally. You might have heard it in other videos, that I go at least for an hour. Because I want to get to know the person and not just say, oh, hello, you made a nice song. Can you say something? Oh, thank you. This is 30 seconds. That's enough for me. And now I'm done.
It's boring.
Yeah. I'm not interested in that. And that's the genuine opinion of me. So anyway, I just wanted to say you're absolutely right. Do what you love and do it with passion, and then people will find you, and like I said, you're doing very well. I mean, this is maybe
Thank you.
we can talk about this now. How you get there, and that we have something what the audience might want to know, because you're
For
built
sure.
up
Yes.
from
From nothing.
from nothing,
From
exactly.
nothing. Yes.
And the same with me. My playlist is not huge, but I have 2,500 followers now, and I built it up from zero. I started
From
with
zero.
zero.
I will tell you something on that because actually I don't like the term influencer.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, let's leave it outside. But you curate a playlist. You've got music that you enjoy in there. Probably you have artists that are indie and not
Yes.
in a big label.
Yep.
When they go on their Spotify and look at their stats and see one day they have like 50 plays, and the other, because you put them in your playlist, they have 70, 100, 150, they will remember you. It means that whatever happens, you look at the number, 2,500 people, but even with a smaller number of followers, you help indie producers, indie musicians. They see it. They see their stats going up because you put them in your playlist. So immediately you help.
Yep.
Immediately. And we need to think about that, because someone can start like I started. I thought Spotify was stupid, for real. I started releasing music in 2015. I started my Spotify account on 2018 because I thought it was why do I need this? It's probably the best platform for me at the moment. You start at zero, and at some point you see they're going up. The algorithm of Spotify helps. Talking with other curators and interacting like a human being may make them put your music in there. You'll see your stats go up. The more you do this, the more they go up. And I'm the guy that says this, that if something is having an upwards transaction, it usually is this. It goes up and down.
It goes up,
but
it goes up. But it goes up.
If it goes up, it means you do something right.
You're absolutely right.
It can go even higher. It can go even higher, and more and more and more. What I say to my friends is, don't look plays in Spotify. Only look followers. Because plays, for example, I have 15,000. I had 0 at some point. I had 25,000 at some point. Yeah, if I sit and think about it, I might go mad. Why people don't listen to my music? Why isn't this happening well? It's something every artist is thinking. No, forget about that. When I release a new album or a new music, it will go up again. After a few months, it will go down. And as long as it's an upward transaction, it helps. The only thing I look at is the followers. Because people came, checked your music, and they said, okay, I want to know what this guy is doing. I want to know what this band is doing. So I'll follow them. If this goes up, it means you're doing something right. And everything, this has to do with mentality, because we are stressful people, I believe, we artists, everyone that makes music or whatever. We think, do people like what I do? They don't like it. Is it good enough? It's not. We need to focus on our job and the thing we love to do, put it out there and let it fly, let it do its thing. Don't focus on many things. If it plays for today, if today had 10 plays or tomorrow had 0, the next day had 30. Don't think about it. Put your music out there. And if you want me to share some tips that I did for my Spotify, I can share. For sure.
If you want, of course.
Yeah. What I did is I read a few articles online, and I saw that you can actually contact Spotify curators. And I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. Spotify has the name of the curator, as you know, but many artists don't know. So if you find a playlist that is similar to your music, you go find the person. You can search on Reddit, on Twitter, on Facebook, send them a very polite message that you checked the playlist. And then if you start a conversation, mention that you have something that might work in there. and send only 1 or 2 tracks, your best tracks that fit in this playlist. Not
Good
an
point.
album.
Good. Yeah, exactly.
Not
Because
an album.
sometimes I get the whole album and like, yeah,
Yes.
here, take something, and like, okay, no, I don't have the time.
No.
But anyway, good point, because I can completely agree. I get, these what you just said, and if you send me a whole album, it's like, oh man, guys, work with me here. I have a life, I have a family, I have a job, I have something else to do than just to listen to a whole album. Yeah. Anyway, good point.
And the truth is that many curators, because our life is like that, it's very fast. Many curators will jump around to the track. They won't listen the whole one. They might go, okay, how does it start? How does it continue? First minute, third minute, and they'll know immediately if they want to add it.
Yep.
And if they add it, well done. If they don't, then you try the next time. It's okay. It's probably things will fail 999 times, but the one time that they succeed is the only one you need, the only one that matters. A curator might add your music in there. You'll get some plays, you'll get some followers. You'll know that you can search and find other people, find more playlists, do the same thing again. Keep promoting. And I noticed that this has to do with the scene. For example, in Synth Wave, that I am, people make playlists. They want to make Spotify playlists. And so there are many that I can go and submit my music. In other genres, maybe that's not the case. So it depends on where you are and what your scene is doing, your genre is doing.
Okay. I can, for me, and I know you don't get it wrong. For me, you are a little bit fringe because I'm more into gothic, dark wave, and industrial metal. But you are a nice mix, so you belong into my playlist and also in my radio show.
Thank
so
you.
if you send me some MP3s, I'm gonna play you in my radio show as well. So that's
I can send you codes to download every album on your own, on whatever.
Okay, when I need to go through every album, but it's fine. No,
no. Then I'll send you a few. In the future,
No, I just wanted to say, let me see. I like Greyhounds, but this is a hit song anyway for you, and something like this around. This is kind of my stuff. This is what I really like. I like the synth wave thing with the heavy guitars. That's really the mix I like. That's cool stuff. And you should check out Alex Yarmark. He's kind of your guy. He does exactly it's the same video game he was inspired to. So it's really funny.
I will later for sure.
And I'm in his playlist. He put me in his playlist and asked me if I have some more songs, but it's such a heavy playlist. I don't have so much songs that are so heavy. So anyway, it's cool. And you see, for me, it's working already.
Yeah, exactly. That's the good thing. You talk with other people, and internet has this ability. We couldn't do what we do now 10 years ago. It wouldn't happen. But now you can send a polite message to someone. You might start a conversation. You never would know where this goes. It's always good, though. You make connections. And connections matter a lot. Meaning getting in touch with people and putting your name out there.
Especially if you are a solo artist without a PR company or without a label in the. You don't have a label as well, right? You don't. No. Yourself. Actually, you seem very professional because I just looked at your stuff again. I really like your logo. It's cool. The Dimi Kaye logo. It looks really nice, and also the other stuff. It's so 80s. I really like
the idea.
It's so what was the big TV series in the 80s?
The Miami Vice.
Exactly. It was so Miami Vice, but it's cool.
That's a goal.
I really like it, and also here, toss a coin to your Witcher. Wow, that's a really nice. Who does your cover artwork?
This one for The Witcher did a friend of mine did it. The ones that look very good, I have an artist. His name is Alex Delgado. I think he's from Argentina. I don't remember. We got in touch.
I have heard him before, Alex Delgado.
Maybe you follow each other. We just got in touch through Twitter. I think we started a conversation like we do right now. And then we said, okay, he told me, he asked if I want an artwork for my albums. I said, of course. He did one for me. I loved it. Next time I said, okay, you wanna do another one? And this is how it goes. He did the latest one he did was for the EP Mechanical Psyche. You can see it. It's with the Android.
Let me check.
Yeah.
The last one I see here is Carol of the Bells, but this is something else.
Let me see. Let me see if I can send it to you.
La Luna, Dream Sequencer, Mechanical Psyche. I have it here. Well, let me check. Check. Oh, wow. Yeah, this looks cool.
This was very cool.
Very ominous and very dark. Cool. This is a very important part. As we talk about helping people out. It is important that you have nice cover artwork as well, because when I'm as a DJ, the first thing I'm going to see from you is the artwork. Before I click, the play button, I see your artwork, and if I can see that you just Photoshop something there together and it looks really bad. I mean, sometimes it is intentionally looking bad.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, continue. No, please continue.
No, I was finished. I was just like, it's important that you show also that you mean business. That you kind of take yourself seriously enough that you put in a nice picture and not just something that I need a cover. Okay, let's see what I find on my phone.
The truth is that, like indie artists, we don't have money we don't have a budget. For example, when I started, I had my main job and I put money from my job to music. Now I can make something from music, but it's not enough. So I save for big releases, for example, an EP or an album. If I want to release a single, I'll probably do the thing you said. I'll find something and Photoshop it. Unfortunately, but at some point you need to consider how much you're spending, how much you're getting back, and if you can spend that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And just that you said it, I didn't thought about it because I have a friend who does my cover artwork and I'm really happy with him, but he's very, very busy. He just started a new job and he became a father. And anyway, he has and he bought a house, so he has lots of things to do. So he doesn't have much time for me. But through my video podcast, I found another guy, from Belarus, Alex. And he did some covers for me because, just for helping me out because I wanted to release some singles. And I was like, I have to wait forever for my other friend to do it.
Yes.
And he just said, okay, I can help you. And he's a photographer and a graphic artist as well. And so, things just worked out for me. And he's really good at what he's doing. So,
of course.
Shout out to Second Accident. That's his artist name.
Yes.
So, sorry, we want to talk about you, not about me.
No, of course, but you are correct. The visual is very important. It took me a long time to understand that because, as I said, I didn't have money, and I was afraid to spend money for artwork.
Yeah,
it's weird. You are in a new situation, a new scene. You don't know how things work. You try stuff, but it is truly very important to have a good artwork.
Yep, and especially in your case, with your artwork, this is so specific that I kind of already see in the artwork what kind of music it is, and this is also important for me I have to
as
get
a curator. No, continue. Continue.
I need to kind of open this thing up because as much as I hate categories and genres, I like that you mix it. You are not the normal synthwave, just synthwave you put in the guitar, so it's something else already. It's more for me. It's kind of bordering on industrial, with heavy guitars and stuff, and I really like that. But on your artwork, I can already see kind of the sound I will hear, and this is the good thing because then I can already decide. Oh yeah, I want to listen to that, or I don't want to listen to that. You know, yeah.
That's a great thing to say because I cannot understand how people perceive this. So the fact that you say it is very good for me, because I know that what we put in the artwork, it will represent the music. I knew what I wanted for the artwork. I had a poem that I wrote many years ago that for Mechanical Psyche, for example, that has a story what this EP is about. And I contacted Alex, the guy who did my artwork, and I told him exactly, I want this, this, and this, and this. This is the idea, this is the feeling. And then he took it and made it 100 times better. He added his own stuff, and it worked. I think what you're about to say, I like to give people to show their artistry. Because they'll put their own voice inside of it and will make it better.
Exactly. This is exactly what I wanted to say, because the thing is, know your limitations as well, and of course, if I sit down, I can get and you as well, I can put in some cover artwork that isn't so bad, but it would take me hours, and I'm not inspired to do that,
Yes.
And then it's good when we're going back to the other thing what you just said, connections, that you have connection, that you have people who you send a song to, and do you have an idea and stuff, and I think like this, and then they make it 100 times better because they think differently, and they give you things that you would have never thought of, and
yes, exactly.
And that's really I'm absolutely with you.
I need to add on that, because people hear the word connections and they think, oh, this guy knows people and knows he was in the scene from before and whatever. No, connections means you just get in touch with someone. If you enjoy their stuff, you tell them a good word. Hopefully you'll strike a conversation about whatever. And then if they want to keep talking with you, that's a connection. It's like being human being, like meeting new people. For example, I go outside. I search on YouTube, or I search on Spotify, on Twitter. I find people that I like. They can be artists. They can be video game makers, because I love video games. They can be musicians. If I like their stuff, I'll go there and say, this was amazing. I loved it because of this and this and this. I guarantee you, everyone likes to hear a good word, and they will appreciate it. They will appreciate it. If I don't like something, I say nothing. That's another thing. Okay, but making connections is very easy as just to send a message. Hello, I loved your stuff. This was amazing. I liked this, this, and this. That's it. Maybe you'll make a friend, an online friend that day. Maybe this friend will become a collaborator in the future. Maybe they'll help you with your artwork, like you. It's like that. Just get to know people, meaning interact with their work, interact with what they do. And I have this. I live by the thing that I live by is this, that I try to help people first instead of waiting for them to help me. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Perfect. I go out there. If someone needs something, for example, they leave a comment on Facebook or on Twitter, and I know what they're talking about and what they want to find out, I'll go there and help. That's it. People remember that. People know that this guy helped me. This guy knows what they're talking about. Oh, this guy has some nice ideas. Oh, this guy has music. Let me check. See how it works.
Exactly.
Just by helping.
And being genuine in it, not kind of thinking of, oh, what can I get from him? Just
no.
That's what I meant in the beginning. For me, it's so nice. I have a radio show, and I have my playlist, and I only put in what I really like, and I slowly find people who like the same thing, because it's of course clear that not everyone will. It's not for everyone. Like your music is not for everyone, and that's absolutely fine. But it's also to go back to your commenting on things, how you talk with people, I try the same as you. If I don't have to say something good, then I usually stay quiet. Only if it really, sometimes I have to admit, if it really pisses me off. Let's put it this
Yes.
way. And it's so bad. And I was I was misled, that sometimes you have like, a thumbnail that kind of gets you on it, and or some promises in the thing, and then they kind of completely just clickbait. That was the word I was looking. It's clickbait, and then I get pissed, and then I leave sometimes a bad comment. But as you know, as a radio curator, I also have to tell the people why I kind of reject their song. I try to be nice and say things, but sometimes it's really. Sometimes I get a lot of crap, and then I'm like, man, this is really not good. And
I feel you. I understand what you're saying, and you are in a difficult position, especially if you need to give feedback for your radio show. For me, it's good to give feedback, even if it's negative, but not for every artist, because some people might think very low in their psychology. They might feel very down, and it's a weird thing to try to balance.
Yeah, you have to grow a thick skin as an artist, It's kind of, and also, I guess you are the same here. Sometimes it's even more dangerous if you get too much flattering things, too much good, because when you should be kind of, it cannot be that good, When there's like, what do we want here? Because then sometimes people kind of, it happens to me kind of with, oh, this is so great. And then in the end, there comes like, okay, and we can give you a deal if you would pay us X amount of money, then we make you a superstar because you are so good. And then you're kind of, okay, where this is coming from. And, you have to be a little bit careful, don't, if you get too much good stuff, it can happen. It can be genuine, it can be real fans, but sometimes it's just like, okay, somebody wants to play you.
Yeah, for this, what I have to say is find a handful of people that you trust in your art, that you trust, and that you know that if they say something negative, comes from a good place.
Exactly.
I have 5 friends that we chat, we work together, and I trust them. And I know the moment someone will tell me, Dimi, this thing needs to be louder, this thing needs to go because it sounds weird, I will trust them. Because I know I know how good they are with what they do, and I know they say it because they want it to be better. And I totally agree with you that many people will say, yes, that's amazing. Yes, that's very good. No, I want to know really how this sounds. And if it's something that I can say that it's not that good, but it doesn't bother me, I don't mind. I'll release it because it doesn't bother me. But if it's something that a friend says from the ones that I trust, and they say, this needs to change, or you need to do it a bit differently to have this result, I definitely try it. And I know it comes from a good place. But it's this thing that we need to find these people in time.
Very important, yeah.
By meeting, by talking with people, you'll find the people that say all the good things for the wrong reasons. You'll find the people that say all the bad things for the good reasons.
Absolutely.
And hopefully,
good,
you'll develop. And another thing that as everyone says, surround yourself with artists that are better than you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then they will push you without even knowing. And if you think about it, it's like having a teacher for guitar. You want to start playing the guitar. If you have a teacher, he will push you. For example, it took me 19 years to reach the level that I am. A kid today might reach what I know in 5 years with a teacher. Easily. Because I had to discover things. The teacher will say, you're doing this wrong. Change it to that. You'll become better. The same with production, the same with marketing, the same with everything. Have people around you, hopefully they're better at you, and they can help. And that's for everyone, not for us.
I have okay. First of all, let's finish this. You're absolutely right. This is the same. If you start running or something, and you run only with people who are much slower than you will not become better. It's really simple as that. So I'm completely with you here. one thing I'm always kind of what I sometimes I have to phrase it a little bit. What I like a little bit is not knowing things, because you said now with a teacher, and I get where you're coming from, but sometimes it's fun to take an instrument or take the keyboard or some sounds and just play around with it and not knowing really how to do it, because then you find new ways you would have not thought of if somebody tells you exactly how to do it. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's good to be not on the straight path. Just go sideways and this works as well. And then you find a new sound which you wouldn't have found if you know exactly, okay, I need to push here, push that, and then you get my point?
Yeah, for sure. I'm actually self-taught, so I do this my whole life. I didn't have a teacher. But the teacher, or that has what you said now, it has to do with a person. They need to be adventurous and trying things. So, for example, I can play the guitar, I want to see how a synth works, how the keyboards work. What will happen if I take this VST instrument and turn those knobs around? What sound will I make? That has to do with a person, I think. But what I said about the teacher is more, you will cut, instead of going like that and reaching your end result in 20 years, you can go in a straight line.
I got you. So that you don't have to do the same stupid mistakes everyone does if he doesn't. And you still can explore and play around with things and stuff.
For sure.
That's because I played in bands, and sometimes when you have studied musicians, we don't really know how to play. I mean, they know exactly how to play. You can give them the sheet music and they play it exactly like there. But when you want to jam with them and, let's, just have a nice beat, and then we just go and see where we go. I cannot. Can you give me the notes? Can you give me the sheet? And I'm like, no, I don't know. Let's just go and see where we go. And they cannot do that. This is a little bit what I mean. Sometimes if you are too well trained, you lose your ability to improvise, to do, to just think outside of a box, because you're like, this is the way it is and no other way. But I get your point as well. If you're kind of all over the place and play around with whatever, then you kind of waste your energy a little bit on things you wouldn't have need to waste it, because if you would know the right technique or the right way to do it a little bit earlier.
And it may make it more difficult for you to continue playing if you don't know what to do.
To keep your laugh fresh to what you're doing. It can be frustrating if you don't get anywhere. But on the other hand, it can be some, happy when you're like, this is how this works. And, and then you find, this is great. That's also the nice thing.
And this is the moments you remember most, the things that you figured out something for the first time. You say, yes, as you said, exactly. Totally agree. It has to do with people, how they work, whatever. It's everything is true. It's also like, that's a good point. I'm more a seeker and try out. I don't like to be. I don't read the manual. I just go, what does this knob do? And and things. But also, it's good to have good people. Like I'm lucky that I found a guitar player who's really into mixing and mastering and doing things, and polish it a little bit, not too much, but polish it. And so we're back to square one, where we say connections. Talk with people, find people, and do something. I was kind of in the same position as you were, or are still. I couldn't find the people I wanted, or who wanted to make the music I wanted to make, because here in my surrounding, my hometown, it's kind of either you do stoner rock or you do some pop music, and then you're fine. Then you find a lot of people, or do some blues rock. But I wanted to do something else, and I couldn't find the people. But I was like, okay, then I do it on my own, and I was really bad. Just listen to my old stuff. But I did something. And through this,
sorry, and then I let you talk. And through this, I found people now that are in the same music. But if I would have not be frustrated enough to do it on my own, I would have not found the people. That's as simple as that.
Yes, for sure. It's like we're talking about a city. When we try to find bandmates in our city, it's just a city, no matter how people it might have. 20,000, 30, 70, 150, it's 150,000 people. Now with the internet, we're talking about the whole world.
Exactly. That's really cool.
You will find people that have similar tastes like you, and they want to work with you. You just need to search.
Exactly.
Isn't that so?
I'm just checking. I wanted to check where you are popular. See, this is cool. What you can see on Spotify as well. You're very popular in Helsinki, in Moscow, in Stockholm, in Chicago, and in Paris. And I get this is ridiculous, right? I mean, it's so cool that you are all over the world, and you're in Greece, and that's the cool stuff of this new world we are living in.
Yeah, for sure. And I can tell you a few things. I'm popular in Helsinki because I interact with some Synth Wave people from that area, from Finland. And we talk, we share tips, we share promo things, whatever. We put each other in their playlists, or if we suggest their music, I suggest their music to go somewhere. So I guess they do the same and we push each other. In Russia, it's because a streamer wanted to use my music, and every time he used it on his stream, he mentions that it's mine, and the people, I guess, they come and listen.
See, exactly.
And that was out of the blue. I just said online that my music is DMCA free for YouTube and Twitch because people have problems. They make YouTube videos and then YouTube strikes it down. And I say my music is free. You can use it. Just put my name and the link. That's all.
That's a really good idea. See, this is another tip we can use, and this is also because I stream my radio shows live on YouTube, and I kind of in the beginning I always had some big band names, like Paradise Lost in it or Deepish Mode or something, and I left them out now on purpose because I always get copyright strikes, and when we're gonna take off, it's fine. It's a radio show, and it's just as an extra. I put it on YouTube, but of course, it's cool if it would stay on YouTube, because then there's more for the artists and people. So that's why I usually try to have not so big name artists in my shows, so that it can stay there and it has some benefits as well. So that's good to know. If you send me your music, I'm gonna put it in my radio show, so you don't strike it down.
Whatever is mine, except two remixes that I have, because it's remixes. Whatever is mine, you can play it wherever you want, on Twitch or YouTube, whatever. It won't strike you down, and I did it intentionally because it's a good promo thing to do. I don't have someone to promo my material. And say I wanted to strike someone down that used my music, I would get peanuts if we talk about money. Nothing. Because YouTube doesn't pay. It's simple as that.
You can forget.
Why would I do that? Why would I strike someone that picked my music, liked it enough, and did all the work to put it in a video? It's stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah, the only time where I would strike, but I don't know how tough it would be to strike, is if somebody uses your music and says it's his own or something,
That's another thing.
This is clear that this is not right. But I'm with you. I'm kind of, whoever wants to use it. I mean, I'm just happy that people like it and it gets more outreach, and like you said, there's a streamer, and you maybe put it in because your music also, it was inspired by a video game, so why not put it in a video game? So maybe somebody will put it in there, and this would be perfect. It's like sometimes like a soundtrack for a video game.
Yes,
even.
And the good thing is that it's instrumental, so people don't have to focus on lyrics when they play their game. They can talk over the music. It's like background music, but it's cool for them. Yep. It works.
That's actually see that's a point I have not really thought about, because for me, I'm more, I'm also a singer, so for me, when I don't think your music lacks anything, and it's perfect as it is. But yeah, I didn't think about what you just said, that it kind of even helps it that there's no singer to get into video games and for those streamers, of course, yeah, because then it would really annoy people in the background if there's something, or your attention automatically goes, oh, what is he singing about, or what is she singing about, and stuff. But yeah, well, yeah.
If I can add on that, the truth is this, that songs with an actual singer and lyrics will perform better than instrumentals. That's the truth. That's the truth. The fact that someone picked my music to put in their stream is just once in a, I don't know, it happens rarely.
Once in a blue moon.
Yes, exactly. I prefer for someone to play my song with lyrics again and again because the lyrics said something to them, because the vocal melody, as you know better than me, has so many notes between and so many colors that it can give, and have a song being played by many people than just say I had my instrumentals in a stream. It doesn't matter, because what we need as an artist, I believe, is to try to make this viable, to give us a reason to continue making the music. You know what I mean? Yeah, so if someone listens to my music on Spotify, that means I get paid. Very, very, very few, but I get paid. From zero, it's something. That something can pile up, can become something. That means that I can keep doing it because there are people that will play it. And from what I see now, the trends in Synth Wave is that they use more vocals because they touch people's heart more easily than instrumental. It's easy. It's easy as that.
Okay.
So I wouldn't immediately leave vocals outside of your music, for example. If it works with vocals, do it with vocals. If you're going to do it instrumental because you think as an instrumental it will go better, go for it. I have instrumentals because I cannot sing.
Simple as
that.
Yeah. Yeah. And also if you want, I can sing on your tracks.
For sure, if I make something brutal, I will.
Yeah, I can do it brutal. No, but yeah.
Not kidding. At some point, I want to make a post-punk new wave album in the future.
Okay, I'm here. I'm ready for whatever you. What I just wanted to say is, and you can also say something about it. It's a difference if you make instrumental music or if you make music where you just miss a singer, because when usually if you do instrumental, what I mean is you put in everything, and where a singer would not work anymore because it's so full already, because you already put in the melody tracks and stuff. I mean, a good singer maybe still finds something where he could put in, but it then will be overladen and too much in the song. Yes. Because usually if you build a song, and I guess you can say what you think, for a singer in mind, when you leave spaces where the vocals can be, because otherwise, it's kind of too much. And so, and sometimes even, just a drum track or something, and then you can things over it, and it can work in a lot of ways. If you have a good singer, not saying that I'm a good singer, but you need to leave them some space, because otherwise it's really tough to. If it's too full, then there's tough to squeeze something in, Yes. And I think your music, at least for stuff I heard so far, is perfect as it is. There is no singer needed. But
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe if you want to do something in the future, I'm here. I'm up for it.
Yeah, for sure. I want to go in that direction. I meet more people now that are singers, and I want to try stuff with them. The problem for me was that I didn't know. What you say is totally true. I didn't know how to write for a singer, because
it's a different process.
If we take a song with a singer and take the singer out, usually the song sounds barren. Like that's very simple. But with the singer, it flies. It's way different process, and I'm learning to do that now. Yep. I used to write for instrumentals, But now there's another process, as you said, I totally agree, that I learned about, that you need to develop a song for a person to sing on it and leave them space to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, a good singer can maybe still find some space and something, but it's easier if you have it in mind, kind of, you know. And as I know you now a little bit, it's you know, you have a musical brain, so you know, okay, or here could be a vocal melody or something, and you can give hints about this, or you just. Or we go, you know, this even the better way is like you do with your cover artwork. You just let it, you know, this is a song, this is a track. What do you think? And then you get some vocal, and then it can go both ways, you know. Then come some vocal melodies, and oh yeah, and then you can build on this, and then you can make a crescendo at the end, and you know, that's the nice thing. We're back to this thing where you have a band, you know, when you kind of you start with one riff or a simple idea, and then you can it can, you know, spiral out of context, but it's cool because something new happens.
Yes, totally true. And I like the way that you mentioned that if I make something, I want the singer to figure out what they want to add on it. I don't want to write a melody. I need to do it now because the singers that I'm going to work with for some singles have work to do. So I try to make things easier for them. Have them the melody, have them the lyrics. But normally I want to send a track to someone, to a singer, and say, whatever you feel, add it in and let's work it. And that's why I love collaborating, because you feel like you're in a band.
Yeah,
you're not really, but you feel like that. You change ideas. You usually, if you find a good chemistry with someone, you make the track way better than you could on your own, for sure. And it what got me through when I used to live in Germany. As I said, I moved there in 2014. I worked all day, and I didn't have any friends to play music or whatever. Because my time was one time I would work in the morning, the other in the evening, so no free time.
You had shifts and stuff.
Yes, shifts, exactly. So the fact that I could meet with someone from Finland, from the United States, send them an idea, and then when I come back home, I have a new idea, put it in my DAW, my audio workstation, add my own stuff, and then get it back, and then we do this. Felt good, very nice. So I love it. I love doing that.
Yeah, and this is, you know, we're back to this thing. We are blessed to live today, you know, where we can do it. You just
yes.
You know, I'm a little bit older than you, and I grew up behind the Iron Curtain. So, you know, for me, it was like, I maybe could see Russia or Poland or something, but never the world, you know. And now I'm married to somebody from Australia. So, you know, the world has opened up quite a lot. And now I'm talking with you in Greece. And, I talked with the whole world already. And this is so great. And also, like you said, the collaboration goes through this radio show. I found somebody in Norway. And I do music with him. I have a music project with him where he writes the music and I sing. And you know, it's fun. It's really cool. And I found somebody from the United States who remixed some songs from me. And I just kind of and this was not like you also said, it wasn't forced. It was just it happened. You know, I found people. You know, the guitar guy from United States I found through Reddit, and the other guy I found through my radio show, and it's kind of I feel really good to be part of it, you know, to be part of this music community, and I don't think like, and you strike me as this too, that I don't be less or that I take away from somebody, you know. If somebody else is successful, I'm happy for them, you know. That's cool, you know. When it's cool to know people who are successful and just, you know, be happy for them and share in their success. You know, I always like to tell a story, and when I let you talk again.
For sure, go for it.
In my little area where I am, there is a Heaven Shall Burn. I don't know, if you know them.
Of course.
You know them? You know Heaven Shall Burn?
Not personally, but I mean the band.
The guy who plays guitar there now, you know, Ali, he was playing with me in a band, and
Really?
we kicked him out, and now he played in Wacken for 40,000 people, and this kind of is like, and I'm happy for him whenever I meet him in the city.
Yeah.
Of course now with COVID not so much, but
Yeah.
we talk and what happened and stuff, and I'm happy for him and their success. I'm not, and for me it's kind of like a driving force, because I know he could do it, and he wasn't. He was all over the place. He was a little rascal. Let's put it this way. But he grew up, and now he has his own studio, and he's a teacher as well. He plays drums and guitar and whatever. But this makes me happy for him, and it makes me happy that I know him, and it makes me happy that people can work where, from a little town they can make it up to Wacken, playing in 40,000 for 40,000 people. So I don't feel like, oh, I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous because he's so much better than me, and I don't like that. I don't care. I'm happy for him. I'm happy that I can tell the story, and man, he made it. This is just, with so many words, I want to say that's the really cool of this music community. I like to know, to get to know people and see where we can go together. And if not, then I'm happy. And you send me the new tracks when you put them out, and I put them in a playlist, and I put them in my radio show. And then I will say, and if you want to get to know this guy, there's a podcast, and you just listen to it, and I link to your stuff in the podcast. And, this is kind of slowly, we're back to this. Slowly we're working out, because all these other bands, and I know, like I said, I know Ali, he has worked for it. He has played in a lot of bands, and he really worked his ass off to get where he is, Sometimes I have a feeling, and when I close with that people today, they just want, we want success, but we don't want to work for it. That's and it doesn't work, when maybe if you're a really good looking girl, and you can say, like, oh, look at me, camera and stuff, then you can become an influencer for, I don't know, for some makeup or whatever. But this is a very fleeting success. It's kind of, it goes away very fast, because you never really had to work for it. And, anyway, sorry, I get on a rant here, but I think we are very, very similar with that.
I like that rant because it's true. We think like I believe in your situation it was probably the same. When I was in bands and I was like a teen, in 12 or 13 years old, 14 years old, people will say, don't listen to them. For bands from the city, for example, this is a bad guitarist, he can't play. This band is lame, don't go check their shows. It was this bitterness. And I think some people carry it over to the internet age.
Mm-hmm.
It's not true, because the fan, the listener, has time in their day to listen to your track, to my track, and the track from another 30 or 40 artists in the same day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we're sharing an audience and I need to put you down to have the biggest audience with me. The audience is there. The audience can go wherever they want, and they don't need to go only one place, because it's the internet.
Exactly. That's a good point, because it's also, I'm very unpopular in my hometown. Nobody cares for what I'm doing. But, in Mexico City, I'm popular. So that's the cool stuff also. I don't need to care about, to be, oh, please listen to my stuff and stuff. It will be something different, like we might touch on this a little bit when you want to play live, because I have a very specific kind of stuff, and I know it's not for everyone, and that's fine, I don't want to make music for everyone. I don't make mainstream music. So this will be a little bit tougher if we're gonna play live. But hell, man, when we do a live streaming show or whatever, we find other ways to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it will be the same with you. Sorry, giving back to you now.
Yeah, I cannot say for live shows because I haven't done them. But from what I know, when you connect with people that over the internet, for example, I know that if a live show happens in Finland, in Helsinki, or in London, if I wanted to go and play, I would have chances. I have no chance to play in my country because nobody knows who I am. That's for sure.
Isn't that crazy? You know,
It's weird.
you can play in London, but not in your little hometown or whatever it is.
Exactly.
You know, you know, it's incredible.
For sure, it's way different. We'll need to go and do another promo, getting to know other people. For sure, we need to do that. Maybe live streams that will help because they'll know how you act when you are in a live situation. For that's certain. But it's another. The moment that this needs to happen, we'll discover it. We'll see what happens. But I believe that at the moment, it's okay. Do what you can do now, and when the time comes, discover how it goes. You play mostly industrial vibe music.
Yeah, industrial. Yeah, you could say that. A little bit electro stuff. Yeah.
Probably, I'm certain about this, that there might be a lot of clubs, maybe underground clubs in Germany, that can play your music.
Yes.
Then you'll need to get in touch with them, but you will do that when you know that there are live shows coming up. They have opened from this whole situation we're living, whatever. It's another thing entirely, in my opinion. It will work will have to happen, but a different work, I think. Yeah.
Yep, that's true. It's the same, you know, with a connect. You know, when my video podcast might even help me because I talk with bands, and when we go on tour, you know, and we might need somebody to open for them and stuff, and I'm like, hello, I'm here. You know, why not? And so, you know, things. What I really learned, you know, I'm the kind of person, I'm a friendly person, you know, so I wouldn't, like I said, why would I talk down to other people and stuff? You never know what happens, and I'm not expecting. This is what you said earlier, you know, that you help before somebody, before you even get asked. I'm kind of. I'm not expecting that people will invite me and or whatever, you know, and that I open shows for them or something. But I'm pretty sure it will happen because it will be just it's just the way it is. Because when, you know, for them, I play them in my radio show. I say, okay, then in 2 weeks there is a show here and there, you know, go there and whatever. You know, I have a live radio show, and I push them on my playlist or whatever. So people would like to help me and stuff. And it's just normal. And it's not that I kind of calculated this in and, you know, if you don't do that, then I don't do that and stuff. No. Because this is also something I learned. I do my kind of music, and I know it's not for everyone. Like I said with this Alexia Mark, you know, he asked me if I have some more songs for him, and I'm like, no, nothing that really fits in your. Thank you for offering that you want something to put in my playlist because I have him in my playlist. But I said, you know, honestly, nothing really fits. I was listening to his playlist, and I have nothing so heavy what he needs, and I'm kind of like if I would have sent something to him, he might have put it in just for me. But I was like, you know, be honest to yourself and stay true to yourself. If it doesn't work, I don't want you to kind of like give me pity and, you know, okay, then I put it in. No. And, you know, only if it really works.
Yeah, there's a thing. First of all, people will smell if you're genuine or not. Mm-hmm. They know. Yeah. If you have a reason behind doing everything, not you specifically, but we're talking in general. They'll know it. Mm-hmm. After a bit, they'll understand because we're adults. We know how things work. Mm-hmm. So either do it because you want to do it to help, either don't do it at all.
Exactly.
As far as the playlist, there's another reason why actually thumbs up to you, because you listened to his playlist, you knew exactly what that playlist was, and you knew that you don't have something to send him that would work. thumbs up for you because many people send songs and they don't even listen to the playlist.
Oh, I know. I know that. That's why I want to do better, because I hate it. Like we talked before. But here's my album. Put it in your playlist. I put a whole album in your playlist, or sometimes when you kind of really. It just happened recently that somebody sent me something and here, put this in your playlist, and I'm like, did you even check my playlist? And so no, what was, my playlist is called. Oh, wait, I have to read it. Where's my playlist? Here. I called my playlist specifically Gothic Rock / Dark Wave / Dark Pop / Industrial Metal. And then she had the audacity to ask me, so what kind of music do you like for your playlist? And I'm like, you didn't even check my playlist. It's called exactly what I want to put in there.
Yeah.
Oh, when I really have no mercy with these people, then I kind of ignore them because this is so stupid. The name tells you what it is, and if you don't even check the name of the playlist, then what else?
Yeah. And the thing is this: that I had one sending me for a synth wave. That you know what synth wave is?
Yes.
Synths mostly.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me a punk track, a punk.
Yep.
2 guitars, bass, drums and vocal, punk vocal. That's it, dude. And this comes to the algorithm of Spotify. Mm-hmm. What you want as an artist is to have your music in a playlist that people will enjoy it. Mm-hmm. I want to go to a playlist that says industrial, and I want to listen to industrial music. I don't want to listen to folk. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm there to listen industrial. And if I like your song, then I'll come to your profile, follow you, check your other stuff. You want to be in playlists that fit your music. Mm-hmm. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
And you made another good point. I mean, even as much as I hate this algorithm things and stuff, it would kind of destroy your algorithm, because my playlist is a little bit all over the place. I mean, it's what is kind of the main feature. It's dark. It needs to be a little bit, gothic, dark, gloomy, and heavy and stuff, whatever. But you made just a good point, because if you have a synth wave playlist, and then you put in a punk song, it's fish out of water, it's kind of, it doesn't belong there. And it doesn't, people will kind of drop off the playlist because, like, what is he thinking? I came here for the synth wave and now he gives me punk. This just doesn't, as much as I like that things are genre fluid and that you don't be so stuck in your categories and whatever. But some things just don't mix. And this is a good example.
Yeah, people want to usually go to Spotify for vibes, for themes. They want to feel. They want to check a chill out playlist. They want to check a heavy playlist, a workout playlist.
Exactly, that's a good point. Yeah, exactly.
They want to have music that will help them with their workout. They don't want to have like a Celtic chanting or whatever. So exactly. It's good. It's a good thing, and it's a good thing for curators like you. Because when I go and check your playlist from the title, I know exactly what I'll hear. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to see. And hopefully I'll hear music that I haven't heard before. Indie artists, for example. That's what I like.
By the way, I can even add something to the playlist thing. Yeah. Because... Oh man, I'm always going back to this. Because of my radio show, I met a guy from the UK, and he's in a big band. He's the singer from Esprit de Air. That's a visual Kai band from Japan. He's original from Japan. You know them?
No, I need to check them because I like Visual Kei.
Oh yeah, you will like. Oh, he's a really cool dude. Anyway, and he helped me with. He told me, Tobias, you need to rename your playlist, because I called it. My radio show is called Shellshocked Radio Discovery, because I want people to discover. So I called my playlist Shellshocked Radio Discovery playlist, and he said, this is not good. People need to know what it's about. And my point is here. he told me, he was like you. He reached out to me, Tobias, the playlist doesn't really work so well because people don't really know what it is, and if they don't know the radio show, they don't really care about it.
Yeah.
And so he helped me to make it better, and now I have many more followers than before. And so we're back to this thing, he's a cool dude from he lives in the UK, but he comes from Japan. Check him out. His name is Kaye, Spirit Kaye. Shout out to Kaye. He's a really, really nice person. And he's also well connected. I'm still working on him because he knows guys from Sisters of Mercy. Sisters of Mercy are still playing.
Of course, yeah,
and he knows the guitar guy from Sisters of Mercy. I'm kind of like, please, I want to talk with him. Let's see if this ever happens. We're back to the connection thing. Connection. I hope so too. Anyway, so back to the connection. He saw what I was doing and he liked what I was doing, but he saw that I could do better. And then, like you said, he reached out to me and said, Tobias, okay, your playlist could be, and he helped me. I'm now on Submit Hub, I'm on Playlist Push, and I'm on a few things where I also get tracks submitted to the playlist because I want to mix it with fresh artists and cool stuff and established ones, and also not so established ones. So they help each other, because when I make it, I also make shout outs, of course, for my playlist. When the big artists, they kind of track the smaller ones, because the bigger ones send more followers over and listeners, and then the smaller ones can profit from them, and the one. Anyway, you know how this works. When they find new things, and so it's just it's a game, and I like to play it.
I like it too, because it's interesting, and this is the thing, that you act like an old radio DJ, meaning in what we used to listen in the radio stations. Mm-hmm. Because now today it's like top 40, play the same things again and again.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. I loved the shows where I would turn the dial and start listening, and I would listen something new. And they would say, this is the band from the UK, Paradise Lost, for example. I remember someone doing, playing a whole show with their music. And I had the tape recorder, and I made a whole tape because of it. And they explained, they came from here. They played Ancient Tears. This is amazing. This is the interesting thing, discovering music. If I want to listen to Iron Maiden, or I don't know, Cephalic Carnage or Agoraphobic Nosebleed, I'll go check them. If I want to listen to Brutal Death, I'll search for a playlist, put it playing, and I want to listen something new.
Exactly. You want to discover things. You want to discover. Yes. Exactly. Because, I mean, that's also, Spotify gets a lot of flack, but also what we can do in Spotify, and I guess you know this as well, is if you find an artist you really like, you can put on the radio, the artist, on Spotify. They have and then they give you similar artists, and you find things. So, but I, for me, of course, it's a manually curated playlist, and I do it on my own and stuff. And I'm going back to this thing. I'm very blessed. I put in the music I like, and people like it, and that's cool. That's the cool thing of the internet. You find people who like your stuff.
That's what I wanted to say, because you said that earlier. People want to discover what you feel is good. If I come to your playlist, I want to know what you think is good, not the label.
Yeah, that's true.
And actually searching for ways to become a trend, to find a trend and follow it. Usually you'll always be a follower, and the results will be mediocre. When you do something because you love it and you think this music is good, I like it. This thing is good,
I'm a trendsetter.
You might become. It might take more time. It usually takes more time, but you actually might become a trendsetter. I am certain that indie artists that are in your playlist and see their plays go up, they will have you as they will look at you and say thank you and mean it. You know what I mean? They'll
No,
mean it.
that's of course that's that's the nice thing of also my talking, because most people I reach out are more indie, of course. The big ones. It's harder to get the big ones, of course.
In time, give it time, give it time.
In time, exactly. No, but also because you just said it, we are very grateful for I talked with a band in Colombia. And they were so. It was the first time ever anyone asked them to share their thoughts and talk with them, and so they were very, very happy about it. And
Yes.
So it's, for me, it's also fun. It's kind of. You see why you do it. I wanna. Okay, now I'm talking more today than usually. But because but what I want to say, I usually want to give the bands who are not so well known a platform to find things, and to be found and to get checked, and I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, and we need situations like that, radio shows and video calls, and what we need stuff like that, because the big bands, they have a whole PR budget behind them.
That's true.
They will get their interviews. They will be on the first pages of everywhere, or Metal Hammer, or I don't know what is it now, Kerrang, no idea. They will get the placement. The indies don't. The indies have you, and they have all the other guys and girls and whatever, who look for playlists, who make playlists and add indie artists in there. This is our help. That people like you enjoy our stuff, and they compile it for other people to find it.
Yeah,
it helps. Yeah,
exactly. And this is where I have to Kai to thank, because in the past my playlist was only indie artists, and he said, okay, that's cool, but people come for the big names, and they stay for the indie artists, and this is what I learned from him too, to mix it up, to put in things that are well known, Deepish Mode is in there, and Rammstein, and the big guys, but also the not so big guys, and kind of this is like an art form, I curate it daily, and it shows. It's slowly getting the following, and people know what it's like my radio show. It's kind of a mixed bag, and I like to be a mixed bag. I don't want to be stuck in just one thing, and that's why I'm happy that I discovered you, because you fit in perfectly into my stuff. Some of your stuff might not fit into a synth wave playlist so well, but for me, you're perfect. You're electronic, and you're heavy, and kind of you have exactly the vibe I'm looking for.
Thank you. And the thing is this, that the good thing of being an indie for me is that I can try stuff, and I won't have like a massive loss, because I don't have, if you look at it in the grand scheme, I have some people following my music. If I do something completely different and lose some, it's not like a huge popularity that will destroy me, because I don't do something to make a living out of it, meaning I don't live from music. So I'm not scared to try stuff. I want to do something electronic. I want to do something with heavy guitars. I want to do pop music with 80s hard rock guitars in there. I want to do something completely ambient. I will try.
And this is what music is about, freedom to do exactly what you want, and not to be bogged down by, oh no, this is, I get 10 followers less if I do that and stuff, try things. And you said it earlier before, that's the cool stuff, that you even leave out your stuff that it's not so well produced, because people can find where you're coming from, and they can kind of follow your journey, and how you go from there to there. And by the way, just this is a question you don't need to answer if you don't wanna.
Sure.
Did some labels already approach you? Because I think you're perfect for. No, okay, that's really odd.
This is my answer. They haven't, and I believe that in Synth Wave there aren't many labels, and usually the few that are very strong might be swamped with artists,
Okay.
and I might not fit. I might not fit them, which happens. It made me think that if I want to sign with a label, they need to have a way bigger audience so they can put me in front of it, because I will share my income with them. It's usually 50%. Labels get 50%. And if it's a small label, it doesn't... I don't see the reason to do it.
Yeah, you don't get a benefit out of it.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Yeah, today you don't even get the advance that you got from labels before, where you would pay for your production costs to buy instruments, to go do rehearsals in the old days. Today you don't even get that. Maybe they give you money to master your tracks or mix them. It's still not living expenses. So for me, I have friends that can master my music, that will do it cheaper than normal. I have friends that can give me tips, and I love mixing, and I want to learn, so I've got this going for me. I have friends that will help me become better. So I don't see what a label will give me. The only thing they can give is more popularity. If a label comes to me and say, we have, and I know they have a huge audience, I will consider it for sure, because it's a huge audience. They'll put you there and you have so many listeners. But normally, I don't see the reason to do it, because I like the marketing, I like the promoting, I like getting in touch with people like you.
Yeah.
We have great talks, I like meeting people and connecting. What other people don't have it. I have friends that cannot do this.
Yeah, exactly. We need somebody, a PR company who helps them and stuff. But I'm like you, it's kind of, I mean, I wouldn't mind. I think in the beginning I talked with a few labels, but when I was I'm still small, of course, but when they wanted money from me, and it was like, okay, this is not really how I think it should be, and so don't do that. And also now I'm kind of like, I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, it's really like a game. I want to see how far I can go, how far, I like the trajectory. It's going up and up and stuff. And it's kind of like, I just want to see where I can land, and I'm not, I like to be independent, that I can, I can talk with you and say, oh, I can sing on your track, and I don't have to check with my label and do this and that, and can I do that and stuff, and I like that I can choose who I want to talk to, and not my label tells me to. I don't want to bash labels. If you find the right label, it should be really cool. I talked with, of course, people who have a label and they're really happy with them. So anyway,
in your situation, you are in the great position that hopefully you love what what you're doing. So that's the same thing with me, that I enjoy doing this. I enjoy learning about marketing, getting in touch, as I said earlier. I think it's the same with you. So yes, you will push it way farther than other people. And important for everyone that might listen to this and is an artist, learn your artist rights, for sure. Get online or ask a lawyer or whatever. Learn them, because labels, I've seen contracts that were insane. And I was like, are you idiotic? What are you doing? Anyway, learn your artist rights, what you're entitled from a song that you made. And then, if you are about to sign with a label, have it in contract. And before you sign, pay a lawyer to read it for you. It's the best money you can spend. Is it 100 euros, 200 euros? I don't know how much. But have a lawyer check the contract. Don't forget this. Because there has been labels that did some awful things to artists in Synth Wave. And artists that I know that stopped producing music for 2 years because of what happened.
Oh, wow.
There are labels that will push you hard and put you out there for sure. find who they are, get in touch with them if you want a label, and whatever you do, have it written down in contract. Don't forget that. Don't let that outside.
Yeah, that's really good advice. But on the other hand, like you are a good example as well. You don't need a label today to be successful.
Yes.
If it if it happens that you find a label, yeah, take it. What with a right contract. But if you don't have one, just do it yourself and enjoy it, and enjoy the ride, and enjoy where you can go. For me, that's what I said, in the beginning I was like, I need 1,000 followers and I need this and that. And now I'm like, things will come. I'm just doing what I'm like. And slowly people will get to know it and see what I'm about. And if they like it, they follow me for the right reasons and not just because, I get... I pay someone to have fake followers or something. This
Exactly.
is really stupid.
We need to see the long term, not what we do in the first day or the first week. What will happen in 3, 6 months, 1 year from now? For example,
it's a marathon and not a sprint.
Yes, yes, exactly. I say that all the time. Exactly. And the thing is this: I wouldn't imagine that I would work with some people that I have worked 3 years ago, 2 years ago. People come. I have worked with some people, and I say, "How did this happen?" It happens. It can happen. It doesn't have to do with luck. There is a small percentage of luck, but what it has to do is doing your work, being out there, getting in touch with people, and putting your name out there and what you are as an artist and as a person. And for example, I didn't know about you before you asked me to do this. I checked your stuff. Now we talk. Now I have a better idea about you. We can talk every day, all the day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And we will talk again because once
For sure.
I'm at the moment I'm not working on really new music, but once I do new music, I want you to remix it, and then we're gonna talk, and then it will be really interesting to have a synth wave kind of a spin on it and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
And and then things will happen, and then you get some new fans for this, and I get some new fans, and this is this is how the world goes, and I really like it that we can it's so easy if you are a nice person and you just reach out to people and be honest about it, and not be like, what can I get here? And we might not talk again. I mean, I hope we will talk again, but it might not be a remix or something, or not a song we work on, or so. But you might come, maybe once this pandemic is over, you go on tour in Germany. And then, I'm going to meet you for a beer, and that's fine. It's absolutely cool. This is what I like. I feel like I'm making friends all over the world, and that's a really cool feeling, especially in this, in shutdown state here in Germany. Like I told you, the schools are closed, and I'm getting a little bit crazy and stuff. But anyway, I like what I'm doing, so I really are genuinely interested in people where I like the music and who I think make a nice mix, a nice spin on music. And this is how I found you.
Thank you. And what I want to say on that I agree completely, is that in our daily lives, we might have 1,000 problems. At home, at work, outside on the road, because we drove and something weird happened, whatever. We don't need that online. I don't want to go online and have drama.
Oh, yeah.
I want to have a good time. I want to be...
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, I want to have fun, to enjoy my time while being online. Because probably in my life, something might not go right. And I want to take my mind off it. It can happen. We're human beings. We're adults. Whatever. And I'm not talking about me now. I'm talking in general. Yeah. When I go online, I want to have fun. I want to take my things off things. My mind off things. So I don't enjoy drama. I leave it outside.
See, it's a good point. It's one of the reasons why I left Facebook, because Facebook was so toxic for me. when I had so many friends or family and friends, and when I realized I really need to be very careful what I put out there, because when people would, what did you say? Like, when I shut my account, and now I'm on socials. I'm on Twitter. We talked on Twitter, and I'm also on Instagram. But I try to keep it to a minimum, because I'm just one person, and I only post whenever I feel ready. Usually I post something, when the sky or so, something where people cannot say, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And and because I don't, like you said it very rightfully. I don't want drama. I just want, if you don't want to look at it, don't look at it. I'm not going to do porn, or not going to do anything, that upsets people on purpose. I have an opinion, of course, and I have things. And if you ask me, we can talk about it. But,
sure.
But I don't want to force you. We're back to this thing, like with the influencer thing. I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want to influence you. I give you maybe my opinion, and I give you, like, with my radio show and playlist, I give you some new hints, what you could check out, but I don't want to influence you to do this and do that and whatever, So do it if you like it, and if you don't, fine, I'm not depending on it.
Yeah, I usually have only one platform that I use, or two, Twitter and Discord, that I talk with my friends. And then when I have something musical to do, I just post the same thing I had on Twitter, copy paste on Facebook. That's it. Facebook in 2014, when I started interacting, was the best place to be for the scene. Now, not that much. So I left it behind. I have it because I have many friends from the army, from when I was a student, from whatever, and I don't want to lose them, to lose touch with them. So it's still up. And it's good to have an artist account on Facebook too. It doesn't get much traction, but it's good to be there. Yeah. The guy that I told you, the streamer earlier from Russia, find me on Facebook. He got in touch with me on Facebook, so it helps.
Yeah, I'm with you, but I'm kind of like, for me, it's like I'm only one person. So I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and I have my website, and I don't want to overdo it. I get enough stuff. Let's put it this way, and I don't need more. And I really like Instagram. I still haven't figured out how it works. I have to admit, I have no idea. But
it's my least favorite platform, because I don't know how to use it.
Exactly, I don't know how to use it. But what I really found here, you can send messages to whoever you connect to, and that's really cool, because this is how I usually get in touch with. Sometimes through Twitter, like with you, but usually it's through Instagram. I can contact people or bands or whatever, and so that's why I really like it. But I don't use it as it. Yeah. I have no idea. Why should I put a story? When I do my radio show, I do now a little promo video or something that people will know. But I don't need to. It's it's overwhelming.
It's a very visual platform, and it's for people who like to take pictures. I don't
look that good.
Same here. I don't think I have something to share every day. When I have a release out, I'll make a small teaser. I'll put it there, like you. When I have something that I think it's nice, or a guitar playthrough or whatever, I'll put it up there. But usually I don't. It's not for me. I hear that the biggest interaction is on Instagram, meaning the conversion from people who follow you and go and listen to your stuff. But it's not a platform for me. I'm there. Yep. I'm active, even though not that active as I should, but it's not my thing. So I focus only one. Yeah.
And so you just said it. It's not your thing. And I'm being honest, and I'm being, authentic. It's not my thing either. I do sometimes I make a picture or something, or a little video when I have my radio show, but that's it. I don't think about like, I have to feed the algorithm every I think 2 days you have to put in something.
Yeah.
I do it like this morning the sky looks nice, so I take a picture and send it. Or when I go hiking, I take a picture from my surroundings and stuff.
Yeah.
And but what I really learned now is this tool is for me, not I am for the tool. I do it the way I want to do it, and if the algorithm doesn't get it, then fuck the algorithm. I just say, but I'm not gonna change things. Okay, the only thing I really did is, like with the talks here. I put only twice a week. I put a talk on YouTube because in the past I would just send it up directly after we talked. Yeah. Now I kind of here I have also because I'm slowly getting followers and listeners.
Yes.
Then we know every Monday and every Thursday there's a new talk, and then they can tune in and see whatever way. If we want to see, if we find the artist.
Yes, and now we can go back to what we said way in the beginning about YouTube. Some tips. Definitely have a good title with your title of your show. Definitely have tags. Definitely have a description.
I'm sucking at tags, I have to admit.
You will have to make a few and let them be there all the time. Copy paste. They help. They help a lot. Then make a description that's the same all the time with your as you do it with your links and what the talk is about. And a tip is that if you add 3 hashtags, they can appear on top of your title. You knew that?
No, I didn't know.
So now you know. If you put only three hashtags in the description, they will appear on top with blue color. Okay. So that can help too. And then the other thing you can do when things go well with YouTube is take some time and make a thumbnail that you want to use all the time.
Yep. See, we're going back to my friend who's very busy, my artist friend, visual artist friend. I talked with him about it, but of course we haven't done it yet. And so far, I'm not, it will come. But at the moment I don't have, and it's not my biggest concern. I'm still doing, fine in my thing.
Exactly. That's for the future. Whenever you have time, because I had my YouTube channel since 2014, and I was uploading once every 2 months. And then last year it did fine, and I said, okay, I need to focus on YouTube too. So I upload my music there weekly, once per week. And I tried to learn how does YouTube work better. It's with tags. It's with a good thumbnail. That I have a template for the thumbnail. I put the picture inside. I export it, and that's it. Fast.
Okay. Fast. Yeah, I want to get there too, but I'm waiting for my friend. Yeah, exactly. And if anyone out there wants to help me here, I'm up for it. Sure. Just. By the way, we are almost at 2 hours now, and I need to. But I think we could go on forever.
It flew by.
I need to have my dinner soon.
For sure, yeah.
But yeah, thank you. It was great. I mean, we should maybe do it again.
If you want, you just get in touch with me.
If you have maybe, I mean, I will put you down. I will just for people I want to talk again. I put in my calendar, and then nice. After a few months I get Dimi Kaye calendar. Exactly. I put you in my. How good is your German, by the way, just for checking?
Nicht gut. nicht so gut. Ich habe ein bisschen gesprochen in meinem Job, aber nicht, ich kann nicht perfekt Deutsch.
Okay. But this doesn't sound so bad.
Ich mochte, aber es ist schwer. Die Sprache ist sehr schwer, für mich. Aber es ist okay. Weil in Deutschland war, ich habe ein bisschen Deutsch gelernt. Und jetzt kann ich in Deutschland wieder gehen. Und alles ist okay. Ich kann, was ich mache.
Du kannst sprechen. Ein Bier, bitte.
Ein Bier. Vier, nicht drei. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been in Germany anyway?
5 years, but when I
that's
came
long.
there,
Okay.
I was in Ostdeutschland,
Okay.
near Magdeburg.
That's not far away from. I'm in Jena. You know Jena?
Is that Sachsen-Anhalt or?
No, this is Thuringia, Thüringen.
Thuringen, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Sachsen-Anhalt. Yeah, I was working there, but when I came there, I did not know any German.
Oh.
I had to go to school, and job and school and whatever. So I didn't learn the language as much as I wanted to learn.
Gotcha.
You know, because it's cool to speak. It's cool to know to speak German because there are other languages that are similar, and then the Nordic
English is not so far away from it, you know. So that's.
I don't know why, but I thought it was. It doesn't. My mind does not connect the two languages the same way, you know.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. It's good. It's a good thing that I actually can understand and speak with people over there.
Yeah, I mean, this will open. You know, we're back to this thing. This will open you a few doors because if people, you know, see that, you know, it's always they appreciate if you speak the language. And you know, I cannot speak Greek at all. But the only thing is,
it doesn't matter.
I learned Russian in school, so I know the Cyrillic alphabet, of course. You know.
Oh yeah.
So я не понимаю. I could read maybe some Cyrillic stuff, but that's the cool thing, you know. Cyril and Method, the two priests, you know, monks, gave the Russians their language or their written language. It's a cool thing what happened there. Anyway. We're not. We could talk on forever. I feel, and that's really cool. I will definitely contact you again, and if you ever need a singer, I also can sing in German, right? You know, the Rammstein. I can roll the R if you want.
If I have any ideas, I will definitely get in touch.
Oh, it's cool.
Thank you very much for this. It flew by.
It
was a very, very, very nice talk. Keep doing this, and all the best.
I will.
All the best.
And if you know some people who I should talk to, you know, where I would like the music, you know, you can reach out to me as well. Usually I don't have problems finding people, fortunately, but you know. Anyway, it was my pleasure. Thank you for your time, and I sent you all the links once I uploaded things and stuff. And if you have a thumbnail, like I said, send it to me. But we don't need to.
No, leave it like that for now. Next time we would say.
Okay.
But now leave it as you do have it. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Good night. Schönen Abend noch. Ciao.